Again, welcome back to my channel. Did you know that over 90% of human communication is nonverbal? That means a woman could be showing you clear signs that she's interested in you and ya wouldn't even realize it. Most guys miss these subtle signals. Not because they're not paying attention, but because they don't know what to look. By the end of this video, you'll have a crystal clear understanding of signals women send when they're attracted to you. Even better. You'll know exactly how to respond with confidence. And make sure you stick around until the end, because we got a bonus tip that most men never own that separates guys attract. Women from Thursday who are constantly left wondering what went wrong. Welcome to May, your go-to channel for real relatable advice on navigating fat complexities of love and relationships. 1. Hyper-awareness of your presence. When a woman is attracted to you, her awareness of your presence heightens without her even realizing it. It's not just about her looking at you. It's about how often and how subtly she does it. You walk into a coffee shop and Jay glances up. That's normal. But then, a few minutes later, she does it again. Maybe she adjusts her posture slightly, tucks her hair behind her ear, or straightens her back as if subconsciously preparing herself to be that's her brain register in your presence. Because when we're drawn to a man, our awareness sharp happens. Psychologists call this selective. It's the same reason you start seeing the car you've just bought everywhere on the road. When something or someone is important to you, your mind locks onto it. A study published in the Psychological Science Journal affirms that attraction increases your ability to notice and track a person's movements even in a crowded eye contact and prolonged gaze room. So if she seems to always be aware of where you are, chances are on her radar for more than just casual observation too. She's such as her hair. Now for you assume every woman fixes your hair is interested in you. Let's break this down properly. Women play with their hair for many reasons. But when it happens in the context of attraction, it's often subconscious. Pay attention to when she does it. If she's swirling a strand between her fingers, brushing it back repeatedly, or adjusting it when she talks to you. These are classic pring behaviors. Small instinctive actions, distinct tone-enhance appearance, and draw attention. Think of it this way. When people are attracted to someone, they naturally want to look their best. And research in evolutionary psychology supports this study, suggests that women adjust their app when they feel a surge of attraction. It's why a woman might suddenly become hyper-aware of a smudged lipstick or straw in her dress when talking to Zamin she finds attractive. So if she is playing her hair every time you will speak, especially if she's making eye contact while doing it there's a strong chance she's subconsciously signaling interest. 3. She licks her lips. The lips are one of the most sensual and expressive parts of the body. They're tied to attraction in ways you might not advise. If a woman subtly licks or misses her lips while looking at you, it's not just random. It's often an unconscious signal of interest. Think about it. You're mid-conversation and suddenly licks her lips just for a split second while maintaining eye contact. It's a micro-expression. A brief involuntary movement that reveals what someone is feeling before they even realize it themselves. Why does this open attraction? Physiologic effects on the body. When a woman finds someone attractive, her body prepares for coaon. And one of the things that happen, increased saliva production. A study published in the Journal of Behavior Psychology explains that our mouths naturally become drier when we're nervous or excited, causing us to lick lips more often. But here's the key. Context matters. If she licks her lips while she's talking to you, looks at her lips while you speak, or even lightly bites her lower lip, she's not just keeping them moisturized. She's signaling that she's paying attention to you in a way that goes beyond casual conversation, for she mirrors your body, smiles. That signal interesting. Most people don't even realize when they do this. But mirroring is one of the strongest nonverbal ways we build connection with someone. It's an instinctive way of saying, I'm on this wavelength as you. You lean in slightly while talking. She does this. You cross her legs and later she crosses hers. You take a sip of your drink and suddenly she reaches for hers too. This is called the chameleon effect, a phenomenon where people unconscious mimic the behavior of someone very attracted to. Why does this happen? Because mirroring builds trust and connection. Research in social psychology has shown that people are more likely to feel comfortable and engaged with those who reflect their movements, speech patterns, or energy level. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone you real connected with. Chances are you started adapting similar gestures and even facial expressions. Without realizing it, the same thing happens when a woman is interested in you. So if you start noticing her subtly matching your movements, take it as a strong sign. She's tuned into you more than an else in the room. 5. She shows her neck. The neck is only of the most delicate, vulnerable areas of the body. And when a woman exposes it around you, whether consciously or unconsciously, it can be a strong indicator of attraction. Have you ever noticed a woman tilting her head slightly while talking to you? Maybe runs her fingers along her plays with a necklace or touches the side of her neck. These small instinctive movements aren't random. They're subtle signals of states, of openness and trust from an evolutionary purse. Exposing. The neck is a subconscious way of signaling. Femininity and vulnerable people naturally tilt their heads when they are deeply engaged in a conversation. It creates an inviting, coupable presence. Psychologists say that these gestures stem from preying behaviors which are designed to draw tension in a subtle but effective way. If she's doing this while looking at you or during key moments in your conversation, it's likely a sign that she's comfortable and interested before we proceed. If you find value in this video, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us grow and makes you an integral part of our journey, and we really appreciate your contribution. Now, let's return to our discussion. 6. She positions herself closer to 2. This is one of the most overlooked signs backos. It happens so naturally when a woman is drawn to someone. She unconsciously find ways to shrink the physical space between you. You're at a social gathering, standing in a groupery time, the conversation shifts. Yanid, she's right there close enough. Thatch could easily brush against you. She might lean in slightly when you speak, angle her body toward you. Aaron find reasons to stand next to you instead, across from you. This is what known as proximity theory, a concept in psychology that explains how physicalness increases attraction. Studies show that the more accessible a scene makes themselves to you, that's stronger the likelihood of a connection. Here's the thing. People don't gravitate toward things they're not interested in. If she's choosing to position herself near you, especially she has other options. It's not an accident, it's an instinct. 7. She makes prolonged eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful unspoken subtle touches and proximity ways people communicate. In a fleeting glance might not mean much. But when a woman maintains eye contact with you longer than usual, it's often a deliberate attempt to establish a connection. Think about the last time you locked eyes with someone 9. A wave had felt meaningful. It wasn't just a glance. It lasted a second or twerth or more. Maybe even just an automako. Wonder if it was intentional. If shadow scent immediately break the gaze, or if looks away and thon back at you, that's a classic sign of attraction. There's actual science behind this. Dr. Arthur Aaron, a psychologist famous for his research on attraction, did a study where strangers were scheduled to maintain eye contact for just 4 minutes. The results? Many participants' intense connection. Some even described it as falling in love. That's because a prolonged eye contact stimulates oxytocin production, the hormone linked to bonding and attraction. So if she's making eye contact and holding it for just a little longer than necessary, she's not just looking, she's inviting you into a deep, spoken moment of connection. 8. She shows her palms. Most people don't realize how much their hands reveal about their true feelings. But in body language, open palm gesture, sir, one of the clearest indicators. Ophemistar, trust and receptivity. Imagine this. You're talking to a woman and she's gesturing naturally with her hands, her palms often facing up. Or maybe she roosts her hands on the table with her palms visible, rather than tucked away or hidden. These small, more subtle movements show that she's around you, and more importantly, open to thigh interaction. On the flip side, closet fists, crossroads, or hands tucked out off sight. Those are classic defensive eye gestures. Body language experts suggest that when one trusts someone, why instinctively show more of ourselves? Literally, open palms indicate honesty, warmth, and a willingness to engage. This is why great public speakers often use open hand gestures. It makes them appear more trustworthy. The same principle applies in personal interactions. If a woman keeps her hands visible and expressive while talking to you, especially with her palms open, she's not just engaged in the conversation. She's subconsciously signal that she's comfortable, relaxed, and possibly attracted to you. 9. She plays you touch, one of the strongest indicators of attraction. And when a woman initiates physical contact, even subtly, it's rarely accidental. Pay attention to the small touches. Maybe she taps your arm when she laughs. A joke. Maybe she'll playfully notice you when teasing you about something. Or maybe as he's talking, she lightly places her hand on your forearm for just a second. These are all ways of testing comfort and creating physical closeness. Think about it. People don't touch those they feel indifferent about. If she's making an effort to establish casual physical contact, she's subconsciously bringing the space between you. Touch Luso triggers a chemical response. When we experience physical touch, our bodies release oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical thought strengthens emotional connections between couples. That's why a simple touch like brushing shoulders, a swah walk, or a quick playful push can intensify feelings of fear reaction without a single word being spoken. Both is the key. Context matters. If Shaw's finding reasons to initiate talk, especially in a playful, flirty way, there's a good chance she's testing throaters to see how you'll respond. Bonus point, how to respond to the CZ nulls. If you've made it this far, you're officially part of our real community. So here's your well-learned bonus tip. Spotting attraction cues is tone of voice and mirroring behavior on thing, but knowing how to respond is where most men fumble. It's not enough to recognize its signs. You need to react in a way that builds attraction without overdoing it. Here's how. If she makes contact, hold it for just a second longer before smiling. A confident gaze followed by a subtle smile shows self-assurance without coming across as intense. If she mirrors your movements, slowly change your posture and see if she follows suit. This will confirm that she's subconsciously tuned into you. If she playfully touches you, reciprocate, Kate, subtly. This doesn't mean grabbing her. Just some of the neutral, like a light touch on her pheromone, emphasizing a point. Small, confident gestures reinforce connection. If she moves close to you, don't step back. A lot of guys panic and instinctively shift away, not realizing she's closing the gap on purpose. Instead, stay grounded, hold your space, and lean in slightly. When responding tough, key confidence women respond to men who are aware but not desperate, confident but not arrogant, attractionist about chasing. It's about recognizing signals and responding in a way that lets the connection grow naturally. If you've watched till this point, I want you to comment below. I see the signs. That way, I'll know ye are part of the real community. Theons who actually pay attention and want to level up in their interactions. If you got value from this video, hit the like button. It's one of the easiest ways to support the channel and it helps more people see this content. Plus, lets us keep bringing you high quality videos like this every single day. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on notifications bells. We break down attraction, confidence, and dating dynamics in a way that's simple, practical, and actually works. Also, share this video with a friend who might be missing out on the CZ nulls. Help them out. You never know how needs to hurry tea. Here's we've also recommended perfect video for you on your screen right now.